You know William and Kate, and Harry and whomever, Henry and Arthur and Richard of the car park. But do you recall the most famous Edward of all?
Stop.
Already?
Is this your first time acting?
Of course not.
Then why are you acting like it is? Look, if we're going to make this garbage, nay, rubbish, look good, you're going to have to give 100%.
If you think the script is so bad, why'd you take the job? It can't be for the money.
The challenge, of course. There is nothing like the satisfaction of spinning a piece of straw like this into gold.
You fancy yourself a Rumpelstiltskin, do you?
Only better looking. Now, let's take it from the top. This time, channeling Edward III. What he was thinking, what he was feeling.
You know William and Kate and Harry and whomever.
Stop! You're doing it all wrong.
Am I?
Like this. You know William and Kate, and Harry and whomever, Henry and Arthur and Richard of the car park. But do you recall the most famous, ever see the difference?
Oh, I see the difference, all right.
Are they out here?
Shoot, the playwright.
So?
Well, they always think they know everything about this script. I told her to be here at 9 p.m. I wonder what she's doing here now already.
Rehearsal ends at 9.
Exactly. How lovely to meet you. So glad you could come. I absolutely loved your script.
Well, thank you. I almost missed your rehearsal. Your message said 9 p.m.
Oh, really?
But I thought that sounded a little bit late to start rehearsal, so I just checked with the building.
Well, good thing you did, or else you would have missed us.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt, so I will just stay out of your way.
Okay.
It's just... This is my first play, and I knew that when I visited Nottingham Castle a few years ago that I just had to tell this story.
Yes. Very nice, very exciting for you.
Well, I'll just observe quietly, unless there's something I can do to help.
As a matter of fact, now that you mention it, there is something you could do. You know, it's hard for me to see from all angles, so perhaps you could observe from stage right. No, dear, your other right. Just a little further back.
Okay.
Back. Perfect! That's it. Now, let's take it from where we left off.
While in my youth, my fair mother Isabella did cheat and perpetrate deceit against my father, the weak king, Edward II of England. She and her lover Roger Mortimer did run my father out of his country, and then run my country into the ground. So I did plot and plan to defeat these traitors to the crown.
I'm sorry. But are you using the right script? Because those are not the lines.
They are now.
Pardon?
I just tweaked them a bit. Improve them for the stage.
Improved.
Things change when they get to the stage. You're still new at this, but you'll learn.
I see. It just seems that all the lines should be changed.
We haven't gotten through all the lines yet, dear. If we may continue, I'm sure you'll see how much better it works. Places.
Seeing a dagger before me and smelling something rotten in Nottingham, I did creep up the back stairs of that castle and perpetrate my crime, the deposition and execution of Mortimer. Now the throne was mine. I stole from the rich and gave to myself. I was no Robin Hood in my day, but rather doomed to become an obscure Shakespeare play.
I'm sorry, but what he is saying is not accurate. We don't even know if Shakespeare was the author of the reign of Edward III or not.
It doesn't matter. No one will know.
Well, I know.
No one cares.
Pardon?
We're allowed to purport our own opinion on the matter.
Okay. Well, while I'm out here, there are a couple other things I would like to bring up.
Such as?
Why is he so old?
Who?
Him. Edward III only lived to be 64.
Lady, do you need glasses? He's only 42.
41.
41. And he can play characters in the late 30s.
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s.
that what he's wearing?
No, sweetie, it isn't. We're just rehearsing here.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, what will he be wearing? Tights?
No.
Why not?
Because it's stupid. There is no reason to put my actor in tights.
Well, what about his accent?
What accent?
As King of England, Edward III should have a British accent.
No, Dad, we're not setting it in England.
Pardon?
Prior to the American Revolution, the colonies were ruled by Great Britain. So we worked around it. We moved the action up from the 13th century.
The 14th century.
14th century to 18th century.
The 18th century in America? America never had kings, and the colonies didn't exist during the reign of Edward III. You cannot do that. I will not allow it.
Really? And your contract gives you that authority?
What contract?
Exactly.
Well, at least tell me which colony you're going to set it in.
I was thinking California. It's always warm there. This is a summer show. This way you can wear shorts no matter what season we set the action.
California was not one of the original 13 colonies.
I know that. I know that. But it was a long time ago. No one will remember.
Why can't you just do it the way that I wrote it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were joking. Look, hon, it's not my first time at the rodeo. I know what I'm doing. Please don't take it personally. All historical adaptations take a bit of creative license. Think of blockbuster hits like Braveheart, Titanic, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is fiction.
Exactly, it's all fiction.
So you are willing to sacrifice historical accuracy for entertainment value? A few laughs, a few thrills?
Of course! If you want historical accuracy, go write a textbook. Places!
My reign had begun when I already had a son. He was called the Black Prince, and though a jerk was popular with the ladies, which is often the case, he married his cousin, which was not uncommon in those days. The Black Prince's war campaigns were as black as his name as he rained down terror, and with those who died, so did chivalry. The beefiest king was not to be, of that there was no question, as he died before me. The throne would be owned by my grandson, one of the legitimate ones.
What is wrong with you?
How long have you got?
You are making a mockery of this man. This is not a comedy.
Then why did you write it as one?
I didn't. You did. It sounds like the only thing you didn't change is the title.
Well, actually...
You did. You changed the title. What did you change it to?
Go ahead. Tell us.
Edward III for dummies.
Edward III for dummies. Are you trying to insult the audience? It's more like Edward III by dummies. And that title has got to be copyright infringement of some sort.
It's a brand people know.
That's it. That's it. I had it. I cannot take it anymore with you people. I have to speak to somebody else. Where is your stage manager?
Stage manager? What do you need a stage manager for when you have me?
More to the point, who needs?
I suppose you think you could do better.
Well, you set the bar pretty low. If anybody's gonna muck it up, it might as well be me. Anyway, for centuries, directors did not even exist the way they do today. For example, Shakespeare never needed a director.
Now you're comparing yourself to William Shakespeare.
Well, no.
Good. His stuff was crap. Now look, I think I've endured just about enough amateur hour for one day. So why don't you just go home? Relax, come back on opening night and enjoy the show. I'm sure you'll be happy with the way I fixed it.
Fixed it? Were you condescending pig?
Narcissist!
Egomaniac?
True!
Name calling? Really? I don't know why the two of you are even squabbling. Once I'm up here alone, you're both at my mercy. And for all the direction and correction, whatever I say or do, the audience is going to think you wrote and you directed. I'm the one you should be paying attention to. Now why don't you both go to your corners and let me run this prologue straight through my way. Here, hold this. I came up with something last night. after the reigns of King Arthur and his Round Table, and King Richard the Lionheart, but before King Henry VIII and Queens Elizabeth and Victoria, I ruled England. I, Edward III. I started out with good intentions, but isn't that how it always starts? I was born in 1312 to King Edward II, an ineffective and weak ruler who was doomed to be taken advantage of by his wife, my mother, Isabella of France, and her conspirator lover Roger Mortimer, 1st Earl of March. My father was driven from his country, and I ascended the throne with my mother and Mortimer as regents. I was only 14, just a child, but I didn't realize it or feel like it then. I was a king. At 17, already a husband and father myself, I determined that I was old enough to hold the throne alone. With noble and filial feelings towards father and country, with the help of loyal comrades, I deposed and executed Mortimer. My mother, I spared. My attempts to lead the country seemed heinous to some, just politics to others. I fought the Scots, being ultimately unsuccessful. I aimed to claim the throne of France, spawning a 100 years war. Was I a warmonger or a valiant warrior? A thug? A bully? No, I was a king. A king whose reign was one of the longest, lasting over 50 years, bringing with it virtually unlimited power, responsibility, and opportunity, both good and bad. That's what happens when power comes early. As with all monarchs, I face challenges and circumstances beyond my control, more than any one person should have to see or oversee in a lifetime of 64 years. The Black Death ravaged my people. My heir, the so-called Black Prince, died before me, never seeing the throne. That job was left to his own son. Don't think I felt no emotions just because I didn't show any. Kings don't have the luxury of being vulnerable. In retrospect, was I fighting for what was rightfully mine, or for what I wanted to be rightfully mine? I'm not sure I even know the answer to that question. It all happens so fast, life. After you've heard my story, judge me as the man, not the myth. Or maybe, do not judge me at all. For who are we really to judge someone we don't know and have never met? But we do, all the time. In the end, I ask not to be revered or reviled, but remembered and respected for who I was, a king.
Well, all hail the king.
I suppose you could do it that way.
No, I guess he thinks he doesn't need either one of us anymore.
Actors, they know everything about the script.
Do I like
Do you?
Makes
I thought it was good.